There is actually an ongoing boycott on Microsoft right now. It began earlier this month. I had no idea about it. Like, I'm curious if anybody else has heard of this that is watching this. I really feel like it was probably pretty unreported. I mean, this week in terms of Microsoft and specifically Xbox, I kind of just heard non-stop stuff on Oblivion. But yeah, there is a boycott on Xbox and the Microsoft company as a whole, and it all has to do with the Gaza war. So I'm sure you know about this at least to an extent. This is of course, the recent progression and exchange in the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict. It has been going on since October 7th of 2023, so about a year and a half now. It's just very unfortunate stuff. I really don't even like talking about it because, I mean, obviously you know that I really just talk about video games. I'm probably not well equipped to talk about something so deep and complicated and very serious as the Gaza war. But to understand the recent boycott on Xbox and specifically this indie company that I'm talking about, you really just have to know that, yeah, there's this ongoing Gaza war between Israel and Palestine. And obviously you have people who will sort of back one side or the other in the conflict. And so this company, or this very small indie company or studio, is called Badru. And specifically this game that I'm talking about here is called Tenderfoot Tactics. Now this was released, it looks like, in 2020. I've seen some footage of it. It looks pretty cool. I hadn't heard about it until today, probably just because it is an indie game. It's not, you know, Call of Duty or something. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's got a pretty good rating on Steam right now. And well, the reason I am looking at the Steam page for the game and not the Xbox page is because, as I'm sure you could guess by now, connect the dots by what I've been saying, yeah, Badru decided to remove Tenderfoot Tactics from Xbox very recently. In fact, it looks like this was just earlier this week on Tuesday, April 22nd. So, the post on Bluesky made on Tuesday says, "We have removed Tenderfoot Tactics from sale on Xbox.com. In solidarity with the BDS movement, we call on others in our community to do whatever they can to fight this historic injustice. Free Palestine." Alright, so before we get into the picture that they shared along with this post, I probably have to mention that BDS, this is a term that stands for Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions. So a BDS movement would basically be saying that you should basically cut all ties with a certain company. Now, apparently, this movement specifically has been going around and looking at companies that support either directly or indirectly Israel or the military that Israel has. And apparently, earlier this month, Microsoft actually made that list, like the official list. So anyway, the picture that was posted alongside this says the Tenderfoot Tactics team has decided to remove our game from sale on Xbox in solidarity with the Palestine-led Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions campaign, which added Xbox to their priority boycott list earlier this month. We hope that Microsoft will listen to the voices of their workers and customers and stop all business with the criminal Israeli military, which we have watched conduct an open genocide in Gaza over the last 18 months. And it said, "We hope that the broader community will join in the pressure campaign and fight for an end to occupation and apartheid in Palestine and across the world." Now, of course, I was very curious as to why Xbox/Microsoft made this list recently, just earlier this month, so just a few weeks ago. Well, the article I found on Eurogamer does talk about this. So it says earlier this month, the Palestinian BDS National Committee added Microsoft to its list of companies flagged as having links to the Israeli military. So it says, in Microsoft's case, the BDS movement states that the maker of Windows and Xbox has provided Azure cloud and AI services central to accelerating Israel's genocide of 2.3 million Palestinians in the illegally occupied Gaza Strip. And Eurogamer did contact Microsoft for comment. Doesn't look like they have responded as of right now. So I guess it's not too hard to understand the claim here that, yeah, Microsoft is allegedly supplying the Israeli military with AI and Azure cloud-based services. I'm saying allegedly, of course, because I definitely cannot confirm that. I have not confirmed that. I really don't know. Now, to conclude here, it says that the BDS movement has subsequently issued a call for a boycott of Microsoft products, including Xbox specifically, as a visible way to pressure the company, and its website suggests canceling your Xbox Game Pass subscription and avoiding key Microsoft-owned franchises such as Minecraft, Call of Duty, and Candy Crush. So obviously, this movement is pretty early on in terms of adding Microsoft to this list. So as far as the actual damage that this will do to Microsoft and Xbox, we really don't know right now. Obviously, at least one indie studio has decided to remove their big game from Xbox. I don't know if others will follow. I don't know if maybe companies bigger than indie companies will do the same. Time will tell, but as for right now, it does look like Microsoft has found themselves on this list as of earlier this month.